You're watching Beyond the Sensex. Let's pull up the Network India stock for you. They're a player in the network and application services space, trading at just under 84 rupees right now. The numbers for that company have come out. We're talking about the quarterly net sales rising 18%, net profits up 2%. I'm being joined by Mr. Jasjeet Singh Sahni, Chairman and Managing Director at the company. Mr. Sahni, welcome to the show. You have faced an operating profit margin decline of 700 basis points. Mr. Sahni, if you'd like to elaborate what kind of pressures you might have faced on that front.
So that would have been on a sequential quarter basis, but if you see in terms of year on year, our margins stand at in the region of about 21% operating margins, and our net profit has gone up 36% from the last year. It's essentially additional expenses that we've taken on in terms of advertising and brand building that have probably contributed to the drop in the margins in just the last quarter.
What kind of expansion plans then are you looking at for the next couple of quarters?
In the space that we are in, it's not something that really pans out over quarters, but over a slightly longer period of time. And what we're doing is that we're expanding in the data center space. We already run 7 data centers in all the major cities in India, which are running at about 90% capacity. We're now on the verge of setting up a large 30,000 square foot data center in Chennai, which would basically enhance our managed services capabilities and also give us a larger space infrastructure availability. We will be investing about 50 crores in this expansion, and we'll be also adding VPN services to our portfolio of services, where we envisage another 25 crores of capital expenditure. So the 75 crores total between the two is over a 3-year period. We continue to invest in our existing business and infrastructure, which is essentially the web services business, the network integration business, and the voice over IP services business.
Now, you're also raising about 8 crore rupees by way of a private equity fund for expansion. What does that do to your equity, and is this something you're only doing in this one tranche, or is there more to come?
So we raised about 15 crores in December through Madison India Capital via preferential allotment. We've now raised 8 crores, so the board has approved raising, and we're going to our shareholders for that, which would be an additional dilution of 4.73%. So our equity basically goes from 18.44 crores to about you can say about 19.3 crores.
All right, so your equity there increases, but what's the total promoter holding then coming down to?
The promoter holding after this issuance would be at about 61.6%.
61.6%. All right, Mr. Sahni.
And prior to it,
yeah, certainly. Go ahead.
Prior to it, we were at about 66%.
All right. Thank you very much for your time on the show, Mr. Sahni. So that's the management at Net4 India talking about the earnings they've had in the last quarter and their expansion plans going ahead, setting up a data center at Chennai up to 30,000 square feet, and they're performing right now at about 90% capacity. Now, as oil prices, preview of that one after the break.